place and what has taken place during this pandemic that has seen 51 families lose loved ones at Maple's personal care home. You know, part of being able to develop strong health care for older adults and our seniors in long-term care homes here in Manitoba is being able to reflect on mistakes that have been made, being able to reflect on issues that have arisen and how we can do better moving forward. This report, this investigation is a critical component to all of us being informed as to how we can ensure that the health care our loved ones receive in personal care homes is exactly what it should be. That it centers their needs, it centers their dignity, their respect, and that there's accountability around who is providing that care. And so, you know, we call on this government to make the details public, to be transparent. The government has failed Manitobans in terms of being transparent around what is going on in long-term care homes, and this is an opportunity for the government to take the right step, make the right decision, and ensure that all Manitobans, especially the families of those lost at Maple's personal care home, have the answers to the answers that they deserve, rather. So we'll open it up for questions.
Why? Today that the province has placed Maple's around 200 homes, like their operating license under review. Is that satisfying to you? Is that,
No. I think that that's a pretty serious step that they've taken, and that makes sense given everything that we know that's been going on. However, what we're asking for is for the government to be fully transparent about their decision making, for the government to be fully transparent about what has gone on at Maple's personal care home. You know, about why that personal care home and others would ever even be in a position where they can no longer admit residents, why they would ever be in a position where there's investigations that have to take place because so many residents have died. We're asking for the government to do the right thing here and provide the information that they have so that not only Maple's personal care home, but other personal care homes as well can take note of what's gone on and make decisions moving forward that keep people safe.
A little over a week ago, I think when we last asked about the government about the Maple's care home report, they said that the final report wasn't in yet. If you were minister, would you be satisfied that after 3 months the report's not in?
No, absolutely not. I mean, if I were a minister, there would be a lot of things done very differently during this pandemic, but that's a separate conversation. I think ultimately the minister cannot be satisfied with that timeline. We were calling on inspections to be made transparent months and months ago. We were calling on that information to be made public long before they took the step of calling for that investigation. And the government did the right thing after the incidents rather around that 24-hour period, and they called for this investigation to be done. But that isn't good enough. That information needs to, as soon as it is available to do so, be made public and be available to the families of all those folks who unfortunately have passed away at Maple's personal care home, so that we can collectively move forward making better decisions for our loved ones in personal care homes, and so that Rivera can be held accountable for the families and the residents who have been harmed throughout this pandemic.
Okay, we can turn to questions on public health if there's anything there.
Vaccines, on vaccine plan or
Thanks, Uzoma.
we haven't got a detailed plan yet, like the one that's posted on the BC website.
Can we see that document there? Can you just hand that document over there? Yeah. It's like good stagecraft when you ask, and then we have the thing on hand. Yeah.
In British Columbia, you know that if you're in your late 50s, you're in a group, a 5-year group that'll get your vaccinations before your early 50s.
Yeah, they posted it on the BC website, right? There's
Yeah,
4
that
phases, and
Yep.
you can basically just look up your age category and see that, okay, sometime within that 2 months there,
Yep.
my age group will be in that cohort. So just a response why we're not doing this in Manitoba yet.
Yeah, why?
Yeah.
What, shouldn't we have that here?
Well, the government could very easily create a vaccine plan like the one that BC has released to the public, just so Manitobans would know when they can expect to get the vaccine. Now, it would tell us the order. BC did it by age, so basically, people over 80, over 70, over 60. There's nothing to prevent the provincial government from doing that here in Manitoba. And I think this is probably one of the number one questions that Manitobans have right now. When can I get the vaccine? When can my parents get the vaccine? When can our grandparents get the vaccine? Sure, there's some uncertainty about when the vaccine doses will arrive, but as I've been saying, we shouldn't be waiting to hear the sound of the vaccine truck backing up to make our plan to get people vaccinated. This information could be compiled now and could be released to Manitobans to provide peace of mind, and then even though delivery dates might fluctuate, give or take a few weeks, at least, those seniors who are waiting on the vaccine would know that they're at the head of the line. That, people in a younger age cohort might expect, all right, well, vaccines are coming, and I'll probably have to wait until perhaps summer to be able to receive my vaccination. So again, given all the problems that we've seen with this government's vaccine rollout, we know that it's possible, based on what we've seen in BC, to create this. So either it's this government's continued mismanagement of the vaccine rollout that is getting in the way, or simply, and I think this is the more likely option, they don't want to be held accountable, right? If you release a plan with a timeline and an order, then that's something that the public and the media are going to hold you accountable to. And because the government's not putting that out, I think that they're hoping that Manitobans won't be able to judge them and hold them accountable should they continue to have further problems with the vaccine rollout.
J'ai une question en français?
Oui, en français.
Parfait. En fait, c'est sur les foyers, plutôt en général, selon vous, on a mis en examen 3 foyers pour les mesures de restriction. Est-ce que c'est suffisant pour rassurer les familles, rassurer la population en général, ces examens-là?
Ben, c'est pas complètement suffisant à cause des grandes questions qui restent après ce qui est arrivé à Maples. Alors, c'est pourquoi nous sommes ici pour demander que le gouvernement publie tout ce qu'ils ont trouvé avec le foyer à Maples. Il y a des grandes questions. Qu'est-ce que la compagnie a fait? Qu'est-ce que le gouvernement a connu et quand? Et puis, il y a beaucoup de familles qui sont directement impliquées, affectées, qui veulent connaître ces réponses à ces questions. Mais tout le monde à Manitoba devrait apprendre ce qui est arrivé pour que nous pourrons changer le système et améliorer. Il y a beaucoup de aînés ici en Manitoba. C'est à nous de les protéger. Et une des choses qu'on devrait faire est d'essayer d'apprendre ce qui a pas marché cette fois-ci, ce que le gouvernement a fait de mal, ce que la compagnie a fait de mal, et comment est-ce qu'on peut les corriger dans l'avenir. Ouais. Okay, so with that, I'll invite Malaya, who's going to comment on the program for the caregivers, and again for us, one of the prerequisites, I think, in the long term to fixing this issue is let's just get every Manitoban a living wage, So I think with those comments in mind, I just want to invite Malaya up to make her comments.
Hi, everyone. So earlier today, we heard that Minister Squires has made an announcement regarding not the expansion, but just another update of how many more folks are being given that wage top-up for caregivers. And at first blush, it was pretty disappointing to see that there wasn't an expansion of that, because we've had so many phone calls and visits and just requests from different constituents who are healthcare aides or who are home care workers that were upset that they didn't qualify for the expansion or for the wage top-up, and they're doing the exact same type of work that these other frontline workers who are getting the top-up are getting. They're getting the top-up or are also doing. What we're seeing is that even within a workplace, there's friction happening because these folks are getting the top up and then these other folks aren't. So it's a situation that the government has created itself, and it's not fair for everyone now. And personally, I would have liked to see that the government put their resources into maybe concentrating the resources into proper staffing and training, instead of just doing this sprinkling here and there, and other people not understanding why they got the top up and why others got it instead of them.
You said programs should be expanded or should have been expanded. Do you also think that it should have been extended beyond the current period?
Well, until these folks are safe from the possibility of contracting this at work, I think it should definitely be extended and expanded.
Any questions on the line A trade? Happy to field those too.
On the which?
Line A trade. Okay, well, thanks for your time today, folks. Appreciate it. Do you have line? Do you have Zoma?
Just comments, not questions.
No questions.